How's it going, everyone? Peti Kish Hun here, and today I'm going to be talking about my pretty much thoughts about the state of play for this February. This is not a reaction. This is just me pretty much summing up what I saw that were interesting enough to talk about. But before we go into that, I wanted to touch up on this a little bit with the PlayStation Network going down this weekend. So it went down this weekend on a Friday night, and then it went through into Saturday. And it was about 24 hours or a little bit more than that, it went down. And people were worried about it. It was the weekend. You know, people are usually trying to get off of work, just relax, play some video games, watch some movies, whatever they want to do. And you couldn't go on PlayStation Network. People were worried that, oh God, not again, PlayStation got hacked, or if something's going on in the background, is there like some sort of inside work going on? Because PlayStation fired a lot of their employees recently, or let them go. And it was very coincidental that right after that, people were speculating that, yes, it might have been an inside job, but we really don't know about the whole situation. We got PlayStation actually tweeting out about it, and they say, network service have fully recovered from a operational issue. We apologize for this inconvenience and thank the community for their patience. All PlayStation Plus members will automatically receive an additional 5 days of service.
Huh?
So you're getting 5 days free of PS Plus, which is not a big deal. The issue here is when people try to go on their PlayStations, even if you had a physical copy, you could not play or do anything on PlayStation because the network was down. So everything is connected to your account and you have to be always online. I think that's a bigger issue here, but another issue, of course, is probably it got hacked or there was some sort of issue that happened in the background. Like I said, an inside job, who knows? PlayStation wasn't transparent with its community base, and that is also a reason they weren't contacting them. People were having problems with connection issues, and PlayStation did not actually want to answer what was going on. And this is also very vague what they just tweeted out here.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
But besides the point, fast forward to Wednesday, February 12th, and we had a new state of play. In my head, as I speculated, I think this is just recovery from what happened. So they're like, okay, we're gonna get this out quick enough to please a lot of people so they don't get pissed at us. They're making mistakes after mistakes. This generation in general, even Xbox, I can even say with Xbox, this generation is a full-on joke with the consoles themselves. They're just a souped up PlayStation 4. That's all it is. It has no actual impact. So this whole generation feels like filler for what is to come for the next generation. It really does. The only one that is actually interesting to talk about right now is Nintendo itself, because most of the games that we have on Xbox and PlayStation will eventually move to PC. So most people are moving to PC, or they're picking up the next Nintendo product, the Nintendo Switch 2. There's no reason to really have a PlayStation or an Xbox no more because everything you can do is on your PC. It's just a little rant here, guys, in the beginning. Sorry about it. But I think we should start going into what I thought about these games. We're going to shotgun through them and what overall I thought about the whole state of play.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
So before we get into the topic ahead here, guys, I appreciate if you guys can like, share, sub, follow. Don't forget to, if you enjoy this video, for more gaming, entertainment, pop culture, movies, and all sorts of things like that. I'm on my Discord community. You guys can check this out. I usually like to update all my stuff on here. I'm on my game talk and videos. So I have pretty much the ones I want to talk about today on here. You can join the Discord Peti Kish Hunt community in the description below on my link tree. You could check it out yourself. So my expectations were very low as usual. I don't want to get my expectations so up because I was expecting, you know, people were like saying, oh, there's going to be new Resident Evil. There's going to be a new Devil May Cry. There's going to be a new God of War. Yeah, none of that happened. None of that happened. Instead, we got some decent games here and there, you know? Generally, I have to say it was mostly an Eastern presentation. A lot of Asian influential games coming over and showing off what they've created. A lot of those were the most interesting. So they started out with Monster Hunter Wilds. We know about this game. It's already on my top most anticipated games of the year for sure. And I already knew this game is going to be really good. I tried out the beta. It was good. I liked it. I liked what I saw. It's Monster Hunter. If you know what you're getting into with Monster Hunter, you're going to like this game. If you're a fan, you're a fan. It's not for everyone. It's not normie friendly, I would say. This might be this newest one, but I feel like it is a little bit complex in that way. But it is Monster Hunter. You know what you're going to get into, and it's awesome. If you like it, you like it. And then they showed something I think is probably the best thing of the showing, or one of the best things they showed off, is this new Shinobi game from Sega. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's made by the guys who made Streets of Rage 4. And if anyone knows, I loved Streets of Rage 4. It's like one of my favorite games. The art style was really good. The gameplay was super fun. And a Shinobi game with that art style and that look, sign me up. I'm ready down to play this game. It looks amazing. Wait, is this that Ninja Gaiden 2D game that I saw recently? I'm like, no, this is Shinobi. And now Shinobi's back. And I was like, what? I feel like we're going back in time and we're getting to the point where we're bringing back all these like ninja characters again with Ninja Gaiden and now Shinobi. So we're getting back to the classics again and making them brand new for this new generation. It's so awesome to see. I love to see it. I'm really happy about this. And then we got this new Sonic racing game, Crossworlds. Yeah, if you're a fan of Sonic racing, you're probably gonna like this. I'm not a big fan. I like Mario Kart a little bit better. I feel like Sonic racing is more arcadey. Sometimes they do crossovers with different Sega characters in there, which is pretty cool. It's niche. It's a niche audience for this, I feel like. But if you like Sonic Racing, good for you. I'm kind of mid with this. I'm like, yeah, I would play it maybe if it was on sale. I'm not jumping for joy for this game. It's all right, though. Like, I'm not saying it's bad at all. We got Digimon Storytime Stranger. Okay, when I saw this, I didn't know what the heck this was. And then it was Digimon. I'm like, Digimon? My gosh. I haven't seen Digimon in years. I remember loving and watching the show when I was younger. I had the cards for Digimon, that PS1 game for Digimon. I remember playing that. That was an interesting game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game, but it was interesting. But yeah, Digimon. But this looked pretty neat from what I saw. I'm not like hyped for it, but I was very surprised for sure. Digimon's coming back. Lost Soul aside. So this game gives me Final Fantasy 15 vibes, straight up. But this is a Chinese game, Chinese developer, made by one person, which is amazing. It's an amazing thing. You see this game, and it puts every Western studio to shame. Made by just one person, this game. Like, I can't believe it. Just for that itself, I had to be like, yeah, I gotta check this out. If they have a demo for this game, it looks cool. It gives me Final Fantasy vibes with Devil May Cry. That's what it gives me, the vibes though. The main protagonist looks very generic to me. It looks like Noctis ripoff, but every everything I've seen about it looked pretty cool in general. It looked awesome. It probably took him a long time. He said, I think it was like 8 years or something, which you had games like Dragon Age the Veilguard that took about 10 years to make, and look what happened with a huge team. It still couldn't get it right. It had to be developed. It had to be made pretty much 3 times. It was like called Dreadwolf or something at one point, and then it was like a heist game, and then it became what it is now. And it still was trash. The Chinese is getting really crazy with the gaming industry. They're taking over. Same with the Koreans. Japanese have been there, but they've been slightly switching gears now. They're more westernized now, but some are still considerably closer to their culture, and they're very, very protective of their IPs, I would say. Borderlands 4. As I played Borderlands, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think Borderlands games are cringe as heck. I don't know about you guys. I think Borderlands 1 and 2 were fine. And then when I played 3, I did not like it. The story was cringe. A lot of it was cringe. If you put Borderlands in front of me and you showed me this trailer and not even told me it's Borderlands 4, I would think this is Borderlands 2. Like straight up. I can't tell the difference now. The art styles, they all intertwine almost. All of these games. It's just a loot shooter, pick up guns, shoot crazy stuff, do crazy things. Not a big fan of these games. So for me, this was an L. If you're a Borderlands fan, good for you. But for me, I don't really care about Borderlands. Not my cup of tea. All right, so we got Split Fiction. It's the ones where you play split screen with the 2 characters. Yeah, it's not a game for me. Let's just say a lot of games, especially the Western games like these, trying to be really funny, cut and everything, and very cinematic, everything. I don't like the vibe it's giving me. It's not a game I would definitely not play for sure. I'm not really down for this game. But if you like it, you like it. I'm just saying it's not for me. Directive 8020. So this is the anthology series who made like Until Dawn and The Quarry. These people, Supermassive Games, their new kind of story-based game. It looks like Dead Space, The Thing, and Aliens. Yeah, it didn't really impress me. If it's on sale, I might check it out. But I did not care for it, really. And then Five Nights at Freddy's, Secret of the Mimic. Interesting, new concept. Interesting for Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not a big fan, but I know about it. I did like the movie that came out recently for Five Nights. That was pretty good. But I'm not like a huge Five Nights at Freddy's guy. It's fine. People like Five Nights at Freddy, and that's fine. I'm just not a big fan of it. I really don't care. Recently, they've been getting a little bit better because they're more movement, interactive, more sneaking, more trying to escape. Kind of like Outlast, I would say, kind of vibes. But I don't know. This one looked kind of interesting too. So it's a good game for like content creators. Get spooked, get some clips out, kind of deal, I would say. That's fine. And then they had Onimusha 2. And I was like, yes. Just got recently Onimusha 1, and it was it's like a remaster of it. I haven't checked it out yet, but I still gotta play it. But now they're doing Onimusha 2 remaster. Really doesn't look like a remaster. It just looks like the PS2. It's still awesome to see that they're bringing this back, because this game you can't really get anymore, only on PS2. So this is an awesome time to actually check out the Onimusha series now, because the new one's coming out, which is this one. Like I said, with Shinobi, this is probably my second most anticipated one they showed off. I was actually surprised they're going to show this off because this is a 2026 game. And I wasn't expecting this at all. I was expecting more maybe like a Resident Evil or Devil May Cry, to be honest, than Onimusha. So the Onimusha Way of the Sword, I'm really digging this game. It looks really awesome. The English dub is horrible for this, so this one will be definitely Japanese dub for me for sure. Gameplay, the graphics, everything about this game looks badass. Everyone says, oh no, it's gonna be another Dark Souls game. I don't think this is a Dark Souls game, guys. I think this is closer to what Monster Hunter is. You know, like how heavy everything is in Monster Hunter and the movement and what you have to like press at the right time and like dodge. Yes, it's gonna have that, but it feels like a mixture for me, what I've seen, of Monster Hunter and Ghost of Tsushima. That's what it felt like for me. It looked interesting. definitely keep my eyes peeled for this one. Definitely anticipate a game for 2026 for sure. This game will be, but we need to see more. But I'm very impressed with what I've seen of this game. Capcom's hitting it out of the park recently. We got Monster Hunter Wilds. They're showing Onimusha recently with Street Fighter 6 with Mai. Like, if they had Resident Evil here or Devil May Cry or whatever, Mega Man or anything like that, or Dino Crisis, dude, this would be chef's kiss. I would give this a higher rating. It's just games I would like personally, you know. A lot of these games were actually pretty decent. It's not that bad. I know a lot of people were arguing how bad this was, this state of play, but I think it was actually decent. I'll tell you at the end what I think about the whole thing, though. Okay, and then we had here Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I've seen this trailer before already, and yes, I'm hyped for this game. This might be close to being the most anticipated game for me for this year. I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. I don't think this is going to be a miss at all. People are worried that there's going to be some cut content, that some stuff is going to be censored. I don't feel like that's going to be a thing, but we will have to see when it comes out, when it gets close to that point. I know they cut some stuff out and they censored things, especially when they did Silent Hill 2 Remake. But I feel like this one is true to what it's going to be. It's going to be one of, if not one of the best remakes ever made. It's going to be up there. And it's not a bullshit reimagining. It's straight up just a remake one-to-one. And that's what most gamers want. It's like literally you copy paste, but I want to do it with my own creativity. So then make your own game. Make your creative game. I don't understand how game companies take stuff and just say, oh, I'm going to make this game, but I'm going to alter it. No, you're supposed to appreciate what was and make it better. That's all it is. That's all you're doing. Next, we have Hell Is Us. Not really interested in this game. It looks like a game I'd probably be not interested in, but it looks fine if you're into games like this. It looked like a spy thriller. There's a lot of games on here I did not put because it did not resonate with me. I really didn't care. There was one with like a horror claymation. I did not care for that. There's a lot of like other mini games here that I was like, not even gonna put it here. Lies of P Overtime. Lies of P, this was an awesome game when it came out. Probably or not one of the best Souls-like games I've played. I really gotta go back and play this game. I really do. I stopped. So this is gonna be a DLC. This is not Lies of P 2. This is just a DLC that's coming out. This one is probably, if not closest to what you're gonna get if Bloodborne doesn't come out. You have Lies of P. Because I know people are saying, where is Bloodborne? Where is Bloodborne? Yeah, Sony doesn't know what they're gonna do with Bloodborne. Straight up, they don't know. People have been wanting Bloodborne for a while. Bloodborne is awesome. Top favorite games for sure. From the Souls series, for sure, it's one of my favorites. Lies of P is definitely up there for sure too. And then we got Days Gone Remastered, which again, this is definitely a cash grab. Straight up a cash grab game. I can't say anything more about this game. I really don't care. Days Gone is a PS4 game that still holds up. You can play it right now on PC or PlayStation and it's still good. This is just an up-res version, I guess, with some little minor things. They added new little content. Sony said they don't want to do Days Gone 2 because it didn't sell well. Then why are they doing remaster for this game? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Sony doesn't know what they're doing. They're not listening to their fan base. They're not listening to anything. They're just doing stuff that's like, oh, it's like a robot. Like, just literally, let's give them this. Let's give them this. Oh, remember this? Let's give them this. Like, no, people are asking for things and they're not giving him. Stellar Blade DLC, doing new collaboration, as well as we finally have a date for Stellar Blade. PC port is in June. So that is great to hear. I definitely will be checking out Stellar Blade on PC if I can run it. I have to see the specs for it when it launches. Okay, so this one surprised me a lot too. And this one might be up there with Onimusha and Shinobi as being the best ones of this state of play. So we got Tides of Annihilation. This looked interesting. I thought this was Korean, but I heard it's actually Chinese. At first, I thought this was Expedition 33, but it wasn't. Graphics look amazing. And I was worried, oh, it's going to be another Dark Souls game again. We're getting more Dark Souls. I don't mind the Dark Souls games as much. Of course, they're getting very saturated recently. A lot of people are starting to dislike it because there's a lot of them. This one is not Dark Souls at all. This one felt like Shadow Colossus meets God of War or Bayonetta. That's what it felt like. So it's like a hack and slash game. And it felt like there's a lot of like platforming as well, like in God of War. And a lot of like big monsters you have to fight like in God of War. It felt like that. It felt like the original God of War. It looked awesome. I really digging what it is. You know, dark fantasy, London kind of deal. It looked cool. This one is definitely a game. Keep your eyes peeled for this game for sure. Metal Eden. So this one is just basically a ripoff of Doom. That's all it is. I can't say much. Don't really care for it. It's just a first-person shooter. Not really interested at all. Then we got Mind's Eye. So this game looks like Grand Theft Auto with Just Cause. You know that? Remember that game back in the day? It's called like Mercenaries. It reminds me of that too. So it's just like an action Michael Bay kind of game. It's actiony, but it's not a game for me. I really don't care. It looks very generic action. It is what it is. I really am not really digging it, let's just say. So this was the last thing they showed at the State of Play was Soros. It was just a cinematic trailer. There's no gameplay, but they said this is from the same people who did Returnal. And that's a cool like roguelike game, and a lot of people dig that game. So this one's probably going to be good, but I wish they showed more gameplay for this once again. Pretty lame. Cinematics are lame now to show off. I wish they could show more gameplay. It really does help. It felt like a letdown, I would say. This end felt like a letdown. I was like, ooh, look cool. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks cool. That's okay. And then this one, and you're like, okay, I'm digging it. Let's see some gameplay. And then it says, thanks for watching. And you're like, what? And this is, I think, where everyone said this was a mid show. And I agree. It was definitely mid. There's a lot of good ones in here, but there's also a lot of just stinkers. You could have just made a trailer on Twitter or somewhere and just put it out there. But State of Play, you need to get all the bangers out. You need everyone's watching. All eyes are on you to watch these. And recent State of Plays haven't been that good. This is pretty much showing what's coming for this year and the year after for Sony, for PlayStation. It seems really dull. It's a dull year, it seems. There's different games I thought they were going to show off here as well, like Ghost of Yotai or that new Wolverine game that was leaked, all the stuff for it. Like, they could have done all of those too, but they didn't. So it's probably because of the backlash. I think people are right. It's not going to be as good. So they did not want to show anything from those games, which is understandable. But yeah, overall, I would give this an IGN 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. But overall, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I thank you so much for watching this long. And if you didn't like this video, I still thank you so much for watching this long. Till the next time, guys, have a good one all, and I'll see you soon. See ya.